Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to Ignite Humanity Live. JBON, and here we go. Super excited to see you, have you here, and have you join us on Ignite Humanity Live as we talk about ways to ignite humanity. It is a big statement. That's right. We want to ignite humanity and make a big difference in the world. And the only way we're going to do that is one person at a time. We're going to do that connecting with you, connecting with the people that you connect with, and those people are going to connect with other people, and those people are going to connect with other people, and we are going to make a massive ripple effect on the planet, and we're going to do it together, and we want to bless each and every one of you for being here and what you're about to learn. We're going to talk about ways to ignite humanity. We have 7 fabulous principles. One of the ones I want to talk about this morning is how to unite everyone and connect all people. How do we connect people, bring people together? How do we end this idea of isolation and people being segregated and apart? How instead do we bring people together, make people feel closer, more invested, more interested? And how do we do that? Well, I believe we do it through our own unique storytelling. We each and every one of us have this unique, and many of them actually ignite moments in our life that change us and transform us and wake us up. And those ignite moments are truly inspirational to others, especially when we persevere through them. People want to see the hero's journey. They want to experience you and others making their way through the trials and tribulations and finding out what they learned on the other side. And we like to showcase those ignite moments because they inspire you and they make us feel more connected. In fact, even yesterday, I was sharing with somebody who I just met my own personal story, some of my background. And she literally was like wiping away a tear and gave me a big hug. She's like, now I just feel so much more closer and connected to you. I love that you told me your story. And those stories do create connection. They do empower us. They do bring us together. And we bring you guests on this show to tell their stories and some of the things that they're doing to ignite humanity so that you know your story matters. You too have a story. And when you share your story, you are going to make a big impact. Well, in the interest of talking about stories, I'd love to direct you to our website because we are looking for people who are writing stories. We want you to be a part of our compilation books. We have many, many compilation books coming out. Our biggest and most special one is Ignite Humanity. We want to break a Guinness Book of World Records with that compilation book, but we're also doing Ignite Your Purpose and Ignite Your Courage, which are really powerful Ignite moments around those 2 themes. So if you'd like to be a part of that, jump on over to our website and check it out. All right, well, let's meet our guest because she's got some purpose and some courage and she's igniting humanity. Very happy to have her here. Cindy Comeau belongs to a community of deeply networked leaders and cherishes these trusted relationships which over time she has nurtured. It's exactly the network of people she wished she had known earlier in her career because now she creates that opportunity for others by establishing a shortcut to astutely connected emerging leaders. She designs opportunities and professional learning experiences, all with a goal to elevate purpose-driven leaders to drive 21st century change. She enjoys the experience of inspiring others to cultivate their potential, empowering them to live their very best lives. She's such an interesting individual, and I can't wait to chat with her. Welcome, Cindy, to the show.
Thanks very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Delighted to have you. And of course, as I love to tell my guests, we have folks from all over the world. You are in the eastern side of Canada, coming to us from New Brunswick. So welcome, welcome. We love perspectives from all over the place. I see under your name or beside your name, it says Chief Empowerment Officer. Let's talk a little bit about that because empowerment is one of my favorite words. What does it mean to empower and be an empowerment officer?
So I've had a career in the corporate world, 30 plus years, retired 10 years ago, started my own business, not quite knowing where I was going. And when you're an entrepreneur, you get to use the title CEO and founder.
Right.
And I didn't like the CEO part. I was, this executive thing didn't relate to me. I mean, I was an executive before, but I just thought, you know what, I want to empower people. Like, that's important to me. Women of my age were quieted for quite a long time. I didn't have many women who were similar to myself wanting to have a career. When I started working, most women who were working at the time were working because they needed to financially, which I had to as well. but I really enjoyed the journey and the advancement and the passion that I had for making a difference. So I progressed in my career, and then a lot of what I did was I empowered people along the way. It was part of my DNA. You don't even know it at the time. So when it came time to looking at those initial CEO, I thought, well, take out that executive word and put power. And now I use, there's a phrase, empowered women empower women. And I do that a lot. So it's part of me.
It's a beautiful phrase, empowered women, empower women. And I think, of course, that applies to men, but let's talk about women. There has been a time in many of our female lives all over the world where women have felt disempowered. And now we are really stepping into an opportunity to be empowered. And yet we empower others by empowering ourselves, and that allows them to empower. Talk about that chain reaction, because one of the things about Igniting Humanity is the fact that we can't do it alone. We do need to inspire, support, and empower each other. And we do that through building connections and lifting people up. You are a fabulous connection maker, obviously loving empowerment. Can you share how there is this? It's a chain link. It's a daisy chain. You help others, it helps others, it helps others. Because a lot of people are feeling like, well, I just need to empower myself. I just need to focus on me, which is true to a point. But do you find that when you empower others, you are also empowering yourself?
Absolutely. That's where you get your mojo going, when you do something to help somebody else. I host luncheons that I call ACT, Accelerate Connecting Today, business luncheons for women. I'm starting to do a business after hours too. And just this week, I had a lady write me. And when we go to these luncheons, it's all about networking and connecting. I trust the universe to bring together who needs to be there. And just this week, I had a lady write me twice to say, 2 meetings ago, I met a lady. This is what she was looking for. I now have some answers for her, and I need her help too. And can you connect me? So I went back through the list of attendees, sent that off. Then she came right back and she goes, okay, at the last one, there was someone looking for work in the accounting world. She had her CA, and I know, and I went back and I said, yep. So again, it's, you know what? It's like using your Rolodex. I'm showing my age now. Using the Rolodex that you build to help each other.
And why not? And why not? Because when you help somebody, they help somebody else, somebody will turn around and help you. There is this real sense of reciprocity. And I think that a lot of people are forgetting that. They're feeling like they have to just do it on their own. I love that you shared that, by helping somebody, they help somebody else. I know you also expressed a story to me when we last spoke about helping people get jobs, helping people connect with each other, helping somebody get some education. There's a real sense of, I think, when you give, you get. And one of the principles of Igniting Humanity is give first and offer all you can. Can you speak a little bit about that? Because often people wait before they give, wait before they share.
It's interesting. I just did some training with a group of immigrant women in our province on Tuesday. Oh my goodness. There were 25 of them, and every one of them had a master's degree or higher. So let's just put it out there. We've got some super talented immigrant women in our province, in our country, I'm sure. And it was just really interesting to connect with them. And I told them the same concept is, and I learned this from somebody that I met in my province, she's a trailblazer. Aldea Landry is her name. And it was give, and then ask. So when you give and then you give again, you don't mind then asking for help. And so when you use that principle, that really makes you feel more comfortable. I really get excitement out of doing something for somebody else and seeing it empower them, seeing, the lights go on, the confidence boost that they get from it. It warms my heart. And yeah, it warms my heart. And a lot of people I'm a giver. I'm not a taker. Some people are takers, and we recognize that in people. But you tend to draw, your enthusiasm draws people. And we all have lessons that we've learned that we can share with other people so they don't have to live the same lesson too. I just like to get, and it's not a monetary thing. It's not like I buy my way into things. I just like to give. There's another gentleman I met, and he's got his resume. He's here. He's from India. His wife and child are still home for another year. He's here to do another master's program because it's an entry way into our province. And he can now work, even though they go to school 1 day a week, he can work 40 hours a week. So I just said, send me your resume. So I connected him in with one organization that does have a position. And I just sent it because I wanted to another organization that's quite large. That's it. And I said, he has a number of talents that may be beneficial to your organization. There's not been a position yet. I've not encouraged him to apply for anything there yet, but just take a look and see. So I don't get anything for that. I just like to do it.
Yeah, like I was going to say, it's very rewarding to just give without any expectations and to just give without asking for anything in return. I often say that, you know, when you want, what you want isn't always what you get. And so why not just give freely, give without any strings attached? It's so much more enjoyable to just truly give. I love that. Let me ask you though, was there something in your childhood? Was there something in your life? Did you have an Ignite moment that actually encouraged you or even forced you to feel like this was the path you wanted to take?
Good question. There was one in my later life that I'll talk to more about my Ignite moment. But it's funny, when we were children, my dad was a contractor and had his own business. And I remember there were 4 kids in my family. And I remember there were a couple of times where some of his employees had fires and they lost everything. So my dad would say, okay, you need to go downstairs into the toy room and pick out some toys that we need to give to this family now. And then we have to look at, do you know what I mean? Like he taught us to give. I remember he picked up a gentleman and his wife one day off the side of the road coming home, and they stayed the weekend with us at our cottage. Like that was just what I was surrounded by. You know, we embrace everybody. We include everybody. If you choose not to come, that's okay, but we're going to invite you. So when it comes to my Ignite moment, I spent my career working with many people across Canada, and I was so blessed. And it was at a time when most people were working in their own offices, in their own province, but I was very fortunate and I worked with people across Canada. So I didn't really know when I retired 10 years ago, I didn't know many people in the city that I'm born and raised in. And it was a life-changing moment. It's like, what's going on? So I realized I needed to start and build my network again. So I started going to lots of different things, different events, and I'd meet a couple of people every time, but there was never one thing that I said, oh, I really like this group, or I really resonate with this group, but there were always people along the way. So I've just organically built this network that I'm very grateful for. They understand that I'm a giver. So when I need to help somebody else, I may ask them for some help, but they're all of the same mindset. So they don't mind doing that for us. So that would be kind of why I'm such probably a giver and then I've surrounded myself and the energy I guess I bring attracts people who are also givers in return.
It's true. We do put off a frequency and an energy that attracts likes attract like. For those people who are sitting at home and they're struggling to meet people, they don't know how to connect. They go to these events and they end up sitting alone by themselves. They don't know how to reach out. Do you have some suggestions, or today's solution day, some solutions about how to start meeting people, how to be in a room full of strangers?
Yeah, actually it's one. So I'm a John Maxwell coach, teacher, and speaker. And that was something I did after I retired, because I wanted to have some sort of accreditation. I had insurance designations, but they don't do anything in the real world. So I did the John Maxwell program, and he has written a book, Everyone Communicates, but Few Connect. And it's principles and practices on how to actually connect with people. And connection takes work, and it's not about you, it's about the other person. So you're asking the other person. So, you know, I help people with networking and connecting. Like a lot of our immigrants, that's a foreign concept to them because they're hired based on their resume. That's why they're so well educated. When you come from India, and it's the largest, you know, populated country, and the 101.5 billion people are there, they stand out because of their resume. But here you stand out because you've connected with somebody. So they have to learn how to do that. So I just talked to them about walking into a room and how everybody feels uncomfortable doing that, but go in and see somebody that I say, go to a group of people where there's a lot of laughter and interaction and they're having fun because they're more open. I talked to them about setting up a horseshoe shape and not a circle, because in a horseshoe, you can welcome more people in. They're always welcome to come in. So I just do a lot of the connecting is you have to be very cognizant about it. It takes work and effort. But if you start connecting with somebody and you ask them about themselves, they in turn will ask you a little bit about you. And if they don't, that's okay. Just move on to somebody else. You will build a connection, but you have to do the work first. And what I'm seeing is, especially given my age now, I've reached that milestone age. People are like, for the older people, are going into homes, seniors' homes, and they've lost their confidence and they're not going out to meet people. And I feel that that's that generation. The younger generation are doing the same thing. They're so much on their phone and it's social media. They don't know how to interact with people either. So we've really lost that talent. And I think it's something we need to bring back. So honestly, just be purposeful and go in and meet people, connect, find events, host an event. Like these are things I just come up with. Like I just thought of, oh, maybe I need to do something on a virtual basis. Anyway, I just feel that everyone needs to do something to help other people connect, because everyone desires a sense of belonging. Everyone wants a sense of belonging. So let's help each other have that sense of belonging.
I agree with you about the younger generation. I have teenagers and I'm always speaking to them about look people in the eye when you speak to them, shake their hand. And I know my kids sometimes get embarrassed because I'll be like, oh, just a moment, please. Can you look that person in the eye and ask that question? Can you look at that person when you're speaking to them? And they're like, Mom, you know, and they're all like annoyed. But now that they're older, I notice that they're truly using those skills. I even was talking to my son on the phone the other day and he was just getting off the bus. And as he was talking to me, he said to the bus driver, thanks so much. Thank you. So have a great night. And I was like so happy because he took the time to just acknowledge that person. And I think many people are in the service industry. Many people are doing thankless jobs. Many people are just going through life on autopilot. And when you can teach them to have that connection, to take that extra moment, it really actually does make a big impact. It ignites humanity, because when you say thank you to somebody or you acknowledge the work that they're doing, they feel better about themselves, and then they're going to go and give better service to the next person. So I love what you said about the horseshoe. I think it's true about people who are smiling, and it's most important to ask questions. That's the best way to meet people, is to be a good listener.
Absolutely. So it's all about communication, and your best communication skill is to listen.
Yeah,
I mean, there's so many of these, you know, the shaking of the hands. You know, women were never taught to shake hands. So now I'm teaching them how to shake hands. And I was to a restaurant not long ago, and the lady in front of me went in and she shook the hand of the business owner. And then I went in and I shook his hand and he went, ooh, nice handshake. I said, thank you very much. Because I want to be respected. I want to be, you know, I want to be respected. So I'm going to shake your hand just like a man would shake hands. So I keep saying to women, don't let them just do this. Like, just,
I agree.
You know, like that's wet noodle stuff. Like, go in for the handshake, just like, you know, your thumbs need to touch. And of course, men will say, but I don't want to break their hands. And I'm saying, you're not going to break their hand. Don't squeeze it. Just kind of go in and shake their hands. And that's the other part, is look them in the eye, smile, and say their name. Hi, so-and-so, it's nice to meet you. You know, do something like that, because you want to remember their name as well. So yeah.
Sometimes when people handshake, you know, they miss their hands or whatever. So I always teach people, hey, shake hands with two hands, like shake the hand, but then use your other hand to sort of guide or help the hands meet each other. And it's such a sign of endearment when you actually use your other hand to connect. I remember after COVID, the first time I shook somebody's hand, and it had been years, and I was like, wow, what a feeling. Like, it was just so good to shake somebody's hand again and show that connection. I too love to have a good, strong handshake, because confidence is shown through your handshake. And when you want to do business with people or meet people, or especially network, it's really important, obviously, to show people that you're confident and that you're proud and that you enjoy, you know, where you are. And so a handshake gives a lot of a story.
Absolutely. And it's funny you say that, because we were recently at a place where my granddaughter was with me, and she's only 7. And the gentleman was from India that we were introducing her to. And he shook my hand. And when he did it, he put his arm on, like when he shook my hand, he put his other arm on my hand, on my arm, sorry.
Nice.
That's a show of respect for for their elders, if you're older than they are. So when he did it with my granddaughter and he didn't shake her hand right, so I made him do it right with her so she'd learn. He said, I won't double handshake her by holding her arm because she's younger than I am, but for you. So I thought so it's kind of like what you just said with the two hands, but they do it with holding the arm instead. But anyway, yes, absolutely. Confidence oozes out when you shake somebody's hand at, the proper way.
And, respect also, like in the Chinese culture, when you give someone your business card, you give it to them with two hands out and up, facing upward and respectful. I know in North America, we get very habitual of, tossing our business card or just kind of treating it very disrespectfully or like it's not important. And I actually really value that when you give someone a business card or a flyer or your book or your business material or a contract, like showing respect to that piece of paper and showing respect to the passing of that is also another very subliminal but subconscious, but also a very amazing way to create connection and create communication, because you're showing the passing of things. And, even with groceries and, the shopping cart or just, giving people change or cash, like having that really nice, your debit card connection, that when you give something to somebody, you give it with intention. I think that also yields the same reciprocal feeling and emotion in return.
Absolutely. And I didn't know that. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very neat.
But it's nice when you go to the grocery store, or you go to, a shopping store or something, and they give you your receipt. I want them to look at me and I say to them, thanks very much. And I look them right in the eye, because there's not many of them there's not many people that want to connect with them, and they need, that helps them go through their 8-hour shift of at least having, 10 people maybe smiling at them and showing them respect. There's no question about that. Yeah.
And so, it's an interesting conversation because we love to give solutions, and folks, these are some really easy solutions. I mean, just think about it for a moment. You're going to leave your house today or be out and about, out and about, as we Canadians say, in the world. And you have an opportunity in every interaction to smile, to look someone in the eye, to speak with confidence, to shake their hand, to make a connection. And so is there anything you want to share in regards to, once you've made a connection with somebody and you realize that you like each other, you have the same frequency, maybe you can help each other in business, how do you maintain those connections?
Again, connecting with people takes work. And you can't just assume they're going to do it. So you need to take the initiative, and they will, and maybe it's more your personality to take the initiative, but if it's not, teach yourself to take the initiative and not be intimidated by doing that. We all want to be needed. We all have a sense of, that sense of belonging that we desire. So just reach out. It doesn't take a lot, but it takes intention to do it. Mm-hmm. Do it with intention.
All right. Well, before we wrap up, let me just talk about that word empowerment again. Is there some solutions or things that we can do for ourselves today to empower us? We have the philosophy here on the show that when you empower yourself and you work on you give yourself the opportunity to then empower somebody else or help them and support them. It does start all right within. Any ideas or solutions that people can begin to empower themselves and feel more empowered?
One of the things I really believe in is knowing who you are. When you really know who you are, and there's a lot of social studies social programs out there that you can do. Insights, Herman Brain, What Color's Your Parachute, Myers-Briggs, there's lots of them. In fact, there's the one that was really helpful to me was Strengths Finder. And knowing more about who I was and how I operated really was empowering, so that when I'm in my zone of doing the things that I know I can do well, it's very empowering. So there's a website, it's 16 personalities.com, and it's the Myers-Briggs. You can go on and answer the questions, and then it tells you a little bit about your personality. You know your personality, but then you're learning about the other types of personalities. And I did this years ago with one of our teams, and it was life-changing moments for them, being able to see that why they didn't all react to the same situation the same way. So now people are different. We have different things that impact us. So to know more about who you are is empowering. Then when you know who you are, you can start to figure out who the other person is and how they're empowered, and know that, our strengths, we have strengths, but other people have strengths that match our weaknesses. So we need to help others, but they are going to help us too. Nobody does life by themselves. We do it together. So that's why if I empower you, there's going to be a time when you empower me.
It's so validating. I really agree. I've taken many of those tests, and it's wonderful to know you're a blue and they're a green and they're an orange, and it's okay. And you do it this way and you learn this way and you take in information this way and they do it that way. And it is very, very helpful. I often would, again, say to my kids, like, an armadillo is an armadillo. He's not a cheetah. He's not a raccoon. And you can't ask them all to be the other. And you love them for exactly what they are, and their skills and their talents and their beauties. And we as human beings don't give ourselves that same grace. We're all different. We're all unique. We all have our own talents. And that is magnificent in itself. And that is empowering. I don't want to be you. You don't want to be me. We don't want to be anyone else. We just want to be who we are. And when we are who we are, we ignite humanity. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, well, we're going to put up your information so people can find you. Yes, go ahead. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, that's fine. Thank you. I just want everybody to reach out to somebody. Be intentional. Reach out. Contact someone you haven't heard in a while. Reach out to someone you don't know. Help. Just be a good person.
Amen to that. Well, thank you so much, Cindy. You are a treasure. We so appreciate you. You can find Cindy at her website and learn all about what she's up to. Blessings to you, my darling. Have a fantastic day.
Thank you. Really appreciate this.
Great advice, great conversation, and easy, simple things that you can do to just ignite your lives and ignite the lives of somebody else. Go out today, as Cindy said, and just be helpful. Just be kind. Just be gracious, just be wonderful, and you can empower you and somebody else. Well, if you'd like to watch this episode again, you can, because we have an incredible platform that allows you to watch this episode and all of our episodes. They're entirely free to you. We want you to come into our ecosystem and feel ignited through the wonderful episodes we're doing at Ignite Humanity Live. Of course, you can go to Traverse TV, our VOD channel, and also our website, our Facebook, and our YouTube, because our goal is to ignite as many people as possible. We'd love for you to see what we're doing at Ignite Humanity. So go to our website. We're doing a docuseries, a TV show, and of course, a compilation book. Telling your story is a magical, powerful experience. And if you'd like to do that, we would love to have you a part of one of those projects. Now, pretty soon, I'm off to Indonesia to build our Classrooms of Hope. I'm very, very proud to do that. We have been raising money for the last 2 years, and we're building our first school in Indonesia, the Classroom of Hope for Ignite Possibilities and Ignite Humanity. If you'd like to donate to that project and our next school in Pakistan and our next school in India, please go to our website and donate. Every single dollar that you donate buys a brick for one of our schools that we use by taking plastic out of the landfills and recycling them into blocks. Well, I think that's enough info for one day. I hope you're having a good one wherever you are. Go out and ignite somebody's life. Be kind and good to yourself. And you know what? We are going to ignite humanity. It's totally possible. All right, blessings, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Now, more than ever, we need to come together to connect with one another. We need to feel the truth in who we are and let go of everything that's happened in the past. We need to empower every person on the planet and awaken hearts, enliven souls, come together, laugh, play, rejoice, connect, create, and love. It's time to ignite humanity. We want you to be a part of something that will impact the future for everyone. We want you to tell your story, share your Ignite moment, show people who you truly are. Be a part of igniting humanity and making a difference in the world and all of our futures.